What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome to LilBigMan Gaming. Know what that means? Bringing you, man. I'm not feeling so happy about doing this review because, well, I'll get into it. Yeah, bringing you a review for Monday night. Just this camera a little bit. Yeah, Monday Night Raw. But first thing first, if y'all could hit that like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button. Also, leave a comment down below of what you thought this past Monday Night Raw, the WrestleMania after. The party was on the weekend, and then the come down was Monday. Those who are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. I'm the hottest, newest gaming channel / reviews / unboxings. All that great stuff, all on one channel. What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Become part of the tribe. And if you're already a part of the tribe, or you're already a subscriber, or you're a new subscriber, thank you, love you, appreciate you for allowing me to entertain you. New subscribers, thank you for being here. The original subscribers, thank you. Just all around, thank you. Because without y'all, just a man putting videos on YouTube for fun, right? I do it for fun anyway, but you know what I mean. Without y'all, just talking to myself. I would like to say though too, just a little public service announcement before we get into this review, is that coming soon, I am going to be able to start doing. It's gonna take a little time because I might have to order a Nintendo Switch, but I will be doing some Nintendo Switch gameplays on the channel. To mix it up so the channel could be what it's supposed to be, a diversity of not just games played on the Xbox or the same type of game that could be played on the PlayStation 4/5. It's also for to be Nintendo games too. Like you're for to see my whole purpose of the channel, not only with doing the reviews and stuff, it's also diversity with the games. So I hope I will soon. I'll let y'all know. Y'all know when I'll get to doing it, but I'll let y'all know when I do it. Though that's all out of the way. Just wanted to put that out there that it's coming soon. Let's get into it. So they kicked off Monday Night Raw with a promo. The promo was Bobby Lashley. It's like it was one of those promos where it was basically supposed to be like earlier in the day. It was like when he first got there before the show started, and he was greeted by like some wrestlers and like a backstage person. They basically was congratulating him on his successful title defense against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and then out of nowhere he's greeted by Matt Riddle, who basically, in a nutshell, was challenge him to a match. I think he actually wanted to challenge for the WWE Championship, but Bobby Lashley, he's like, I'm not. He said, I'm just with the war with Drew McIntyre. You think I'm going to settle for anything less? He said, you lost to Sheamus last night. So to me, you're not even on my league to even to try to compete against me for the title, let alone compete against me at all. So he said that the only thing he's here to do is come to address the WWE Universe and the WWE Superstars itself, and that's it. He's not here to wrestle. He's giving himself a poignant night off. I'm trying to figure out what else happened. I think that was then Matt Riddle basically goaded him by saying that, but wasn't it you who said that, if anybody want to step up and challenge for the title, you would get it if you want to step up. Basically throwing his own words back into his face. So Bobby Lashley ended up getting frustrated and finally relentlessly agreed to face Matt Riddle in a non-title match later on tonight, which would be the actual opening match of the night. They start the first match of the night will be Riddle versus Bobby Lashley, and it's pretty much it looked like they. I don't know for sure, but it would if you were to look at it, they was burying Matt Riddle. I don't know if that's the actual plan to bury Matt Riddle, but yeah, he pretty much got throughout the most of the match. It was just mostly Bobby Lashley with just monstrous offense. He basically dominated Riddle for the majority of the match, and then but Riddle did have some offense. He did take Bobby Lashley down. He did hit some moves, but it was pretty much all Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley would end up versing the Bro Derek. I think that's the move he do off the top rope when he go like this and then jump off the top rope. I think that's the move. I think that's the name of it. It's called the Bro Derek, and he reversed it into the Hurt Lock and submitted Riddle. Riddle tapped out, making Bobby Lashley the winner. I think I'm trying to remember. Was there another promo before this second match? But I don't think it was. They talked about how they did reveal that it was later on tonight. It would be Rhea Ripley versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. I think they also said we're gonna hear from The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. But they went into the next match. It wasn't a promo before. It was just the next match, which was a tag team match with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus the returning Avar, I think, of the Viking Riders. I think that's his name. But yeah, the one of the Viking Riders, the one that was injured, he's back, and this was the first time in a long time we've seen the Viking Riders in tag team action since the injury, and they came out and they was impressive. I think that was how the Monday after WrestleMania used to like to have surprises. Maybe some people got called up. Some people actually returns. It's different things. They try to make it special, and that's one of the problems with this episode of Monday Night Raw. It really did. It felt more lackluster than special, but I will get into that as well. Yeah, the Viking Riders had a dominant impression. Sutton Benjamin, of course, is nothing to take away from Sutton Benjamin and Cedric. They did their thing, but it was just like with Bobby Lashley. It was mostly the Viking Riders, and they did their job, and they beat Sutton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander with a unique. I think they call it the Viking Experience. I'm guessing that's the name of their finisher. We would then get a surprise. This was one of the returns. We would get a surprise return from Charlotte Flair, who basically turned heel and gave a heel promo about how she was mad that she wasn't at WrestleMania because of stuff that was out of her control. I noticed that it was never mentioned that she had COVID. It was, she just said stuff out of her control. The only person who mentioned, she mentioned it on her Twitter, of course, or Instagram. I think it was either Twitter or Instagram. But the only person who mentioned it actually on TV on Raw was Rhea Ripley a couple of weeks ago. But it was no mention that she just basically said how she wasn't welcome at WrestleMania and that she wasn't welcome. She couldn't get. She was the one who originally challenged Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, but Asuka wasn't there and never responded. And then she was mad that Rhea Ripley came, challenged, and got a response and got the match and ended up becoming Raw Women's Champion. But she's basically saying that she doesn't steal opportunities from the other diva, the other women wrestlers. She is the opportunity, and that she berated basically everybody in the back, all the women in the back for being jealous of her, and for actually being happy that she wasn't at WrestleMania, so that they could get an opportunity to basically challenge for the Raw Women's Championship. 'Cause I guess they trying to say the story is that when she's there, they don't consider nobody else. They automatically allow her instead of doing how I would tell you they did later on tonight with the WWE Championship. when Charlotte Flair is there, she's automatically considered for a championship opportunity. So she basically she berated the universe for always getting at her about taking opportunities from their favorite female wrestlers, and that that this is a new Charlotte Flair and she will be on the rampage basically. Then we get a backstage promo with I might be going out of order. I don't know, but I'm just gonna assume that after that that was the backstage promo with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke with Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer was basically it was Sonya Blazer and Nia Jax. They was rewatching Mandy Rose's little blooper blunder at WrestleMania when she accidentally tripped coming down the ramp thanks to the weather. I think that was night 1 of WrestleMania. She tripped. And they was basically kept rewinding and laughing, and Mandy Rose basically came and confronted Nia about how she basically could laugh at herself and that she thought it was funny too, and she actually laughed at how she got up acting like all those people didn't just see her go down and stuff like that. But she said it's funny how things happen when you least expect them and come out of nowhere. And she slapped Mandy Rose slapped Nia Jax, and Dana Brooke came out of nowhere to help her, spear her into like a support beam or whatever it was. But Nia Jax would, after they left, she would get up, and I think this would set up a tag team match. This would later set up a tag team match between Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer, which was one of the worst bookings I ever seen. Like today was horrible. Like that. This episode was like so horribly booked that I can't believe that I don't know how I made it through it. Let's see. We would get the Damian Priest. I think was it not the Damian Priest, but I think it was the Miz TV segment. I'll say it was the Miz TV segment, where they was basically promoting new season of the Miz, the Miz and Mrs. Basically with special guest Maurice. Maurice made her appearance on Monday Night Raw. That was your old school returnee wrestler that appeared on Raw was Maurice. She appeared and basically helped promote the show. And then Damian Priest comes out. I think Miz was like basically trying to take credit for Bad Bunny's performance at WrestleMania, and that he basically would try to say as it wasn't for him, Bad Bunny wouldn't have the performance he had, and that's what all that people was talking about. So Damian Priest came out to clear air that he said I was his tag team partner, and even I'm not trying to take credit for Bad Bunny's performance. Bad Bunny had one of the greatest performances of any guest celebrity on the that actually wrestled. He's considered him having the best performance, and I think that was one of the best performances by a celebrity guest wrestler. But yeah, this was Maurice. Miz and John Morrison would get into an argument about who would face Damian Priest. I also want to point out too that it was a little dissension, like a little jealousy dissension between I think with John Morrison, like he was kind of jealous that Maurice was there. But it was small in comparison to when Damian Priest came out, and Maurice would basically stop the argument between John Morrison and the Miz about who would face Damian Priest by saying, "Why don't both of you just face Damian Priest in the handicap match?" And that's what happened. We ended up getting Damian Priest versus the Miz and John Morrison in the handicap match, which was a good match. I wasn't disappointed. It was fairly entertaining. It was fairly entertaining, but we even got the old Maurice shenanigans and her helping the Miz win even though Damian Priest dominated both of them, Maurice would prove too much of a distraction for Damian Priest. I think she did a couple distractions, but this last distraction, Damian Priest was like, "Please get off the apron, please get down, please." He tried to be a gentleman, telling her to get down, and this will cause the Miz to roll Damian Priest up, and they got the win. And it was kind of cool to see that old school Maurice manager like heel interaction. We would then get the promo from Alexa Bliss, explaining why she did what she did at WrestleMania, and explaining that it wasn't meant to, like, it wasn't what I guess some people was thinking, like she was trying to help the Fiend, but it ended up distracting him. She admitted that she purposely distracted the Fiend so he could lose her WrestleMania, because she realized that she went back to explain how she went from basically being Alexa Bliss, the goddess Alexa Bliss, and being lost, to being found by evil, which she meant by the Fiend. How the Fiend basically made her transfix on him, and that she basically unlocked a new evil within her, and that she realized the reason why she did what she did because she realized that she did it all on her own, and that she didn't need Bray Wyatt to introduce her to evil. She realized she was being evil while he was gone. So she realized that she severed her ties with Bray Wyatt because she wanted to, because she felt like she could do it on her own instead of being like just next to Bray Wyatt. So now, and then she introduced like a new puppy called I forgot what she called it. I think it's Lilith or Lydia. I forgot what she called the damn thing. But she called it's a new puppy. I guess it's supposed to be evil, her like darker side or whatever. But yeah, I guess they officially ended the Alexa Bliss and the Fiend Bray Wyatt thing. Trying to see what came after that. Oh yeah, we ended up getting the Nia Jax. I forgot about that. The Nia Jax and Daniel Brooke match. The Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer versus Mandy Rose and Daniel Brooke. The reason I almost forgot about it because it was one of the horribly booked matches. I'm not gonna get involved into it, but it was already stupid. But I was going to give it a pass because it gave Daniel Brooke and Mandy Rose some shine. I was going to give it a pass, but the stupid, like, since not just making fun of them about what they did, about what she did, making fun of Mandy Rose about her tripping. Now Jax is having blunders of her own. And I was going to forgive the match like that and still call it a good match. But it was what I mean by horribly booked was that they just oh my god, for some reason they pulled a 180 and just jumped out of the ring. It was just like no, we don't need it right now. Don't you want to win so you could get a future championship match? Why would you just leave the ring when you had Nia Jax? She was off kilter, she was off balance. You probably could have beaten them, but you just left and took a count and gave Nia Jackson a count out. I don't know what that was. That was horrible. It was horrible. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I forgot about the Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. That match was actually a good match. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, and they went back and forth. Asuka had a way better impressive showing tonight than she did on I think that was night one. Night 2. I'm sorry. That was night 2 when she fought Rhea. And she was having a way better showing. She was taking it to Rhea. Rhea took it to her. And it looked like it could have went either way, but it would end in a DQ when Charlotte Flair basically came out and beat up both Rhea and Asuka. Basically, I guess it's probably going to end up setting up at, which I thought was a stupid name for the, they always called it Backlash, but now it's called it WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know why they added the WrestleMania part. I'm still calling it Backlash, but I'm not calling it WrestleMania Backlash. That's a horrible, stupid name. But yeah, Charlotte Flair would come out, beat up both women, causing a DQ. I want to say it was a DQ against Asuka. 'Cause I think she hit Rhea first. Where she basically, like, Asuka basically was like trying to do something with Rhea, and then she came and like kicked Rhea, and both Rhea and Asuka flew into the steel steps. So I'm assuming it was a DQ of Asuka, but it was a DQ nonetheless. There was a match. There was the Kofi Kingston, the New Day versus Elias and Jackson Riker. I didn't really care for this match because it started out at this point because of the way how this show's been going. It was so, I mean, even the Rhea Ripley match, it was good, but it had its moments of just botches. They botched, so it was okay to have one botch, but I think the Rhea Ripley versus Asuka had like two to three to maybe four botches in that whole match. And by that point, along with the Dana Brooke match, I was so taken out of, and the poorly booked Raw, I was so taken out about it that by the time I got to New Day versus Alliance Jackson Riker, I was fed up with the show. But yeah, they had a match and they came out at berating Elias and Jackson Riker for getting beat up. I don't know why they act like they didn't get beat up by one person, but it was stupid. I think the New Day ended up beating though Elias and Jackson Riker. Bray Wyatt had a promo saying basically how he was going to become, he was reborn because of his reborn, because of this split with Alexa, that he's going to be a new Bray Wyatt, there's going to be a new him, and he got new beginnings, new friends, new people he probably going to go after, and that this is going to bring a brand new Bray Wyatt. Excellent promo for Bray Wyatt, fun as always and weird as hell. We did get MVP coming out, which was supposed to be it was supposed to be, I guess, Bobby Lashley addressing the universe, but because of what happened earlier, it was just MVP coming out to speak for Bobby Lashley. But he would end up getting interrupted because he would say, I think he started mentioning Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre came out and said, "How would you know how I feel? You know, why would you say I'm humble?" He said, "It's not a man on this earth that can humble him." And that he admitted that he did go to war with Bobby Lashley, and that when you Bobby Lashley put in that hurt lock, it hurts like hell and it's hard to get out of. But he said he warned MVP that he wants MVP to be building Bobby Lashley up. He wants MVP to build Bobby Lashley up on this big pedestal, because when he gets back, when he kicks him, Claymore kicks him off of it and wins back his WWE Championship, he want Bobby Lashley to fall far and hard. This way he would end up getting interrupted by Braun Strowman, who was telling him to get back, who him and MVP basically told to get back into the back of the line. And then Braun Strowman would end up getting interrupted by Randy Orton, who said that he's also, they basically confirmed that the feud with the Fiend is done, and that he wants championship gold too, which put into motion a triple threat between Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Randy Orton to see who will become the number one contender for Bobby Lashley at Backlash. Just a quick note, they all had separate promos detailing why they're gonna win. But yeah, the triple threat match was good. It was the best match of the night. It had its spots, it had its moments. Braun Strowman hit some great, did his usual train thing and ran some people over. There were still steps. Randy Orton looked it good, but in the end, I think Braun Strowman got hit with an RKO, but Drew McIntyre would come out of nowhere to Claymore kick Randy Orton to get the pin, and then MVP would come out to congratulate him on becoming the new number one contender by having T-Bar and Mace attack him. I guess they're supposed to be the new people of the Retribution. And that's it. If I give this episode of Raw anything, I give it a solid 5. No, not even a 5. I give it a solid 4, because it was just so horrible. It was just very horrible. I don't even want to get back into it. It's just horrible. Hit this button right here from all of my reviews, hit this button right here to subscribe to the channel, or hit any one of these amazing videos for more amazing content. I'm out. See you in the next video. Peace.